Thank you for joining us. This video is being produced to help explain the new scales and report cards to the parents and the community of the Monroe County Community School Corporation. A student report card serves as a communication tool to express how students are doing. We want parents, students, and the community to understand our new elementary report card, what is different about this report card, and why those differences are necessary to support student learning. Traditional report cards depict student learning through letter grades. As we began investigating new report card options with our team of professional educators, we knew we wanted to express both student learning and growth. We have developed a way to do that with our new report card. The first step we took was to identify the essential learnings or learning targets at each grade level. We began this process in the subject of language arts. Essential learnings are the most important learnings, the crucial learnings that students must master in order to be prepared for the next course or grade level. Having this guaranteed and viable curriculum is very crucial as students move across the district and between schools. Research tells us that a guaranteed and viable curriculum is an absolute necessity to ensure student achievement. Our essential learnings were identified by content area experts, our teaching staff. Next, we developed proficiency scales for each essential learning or learning target.
I like scales because it provides such good clarity for learning. It helps not only kids, but teachers, and it helps inform parents. And the nice thing about scales is the goals are so clearly defined, and you can see the progression of the skills necessary.
Proficiency scales put learning on a continuum and provide clarity for students.
These scales break down our standards, and what we did, we started with one specific standard, and we read what the Indiana Department of Education said our students had to be able to do with that one standard. And that would be considered a score 3, because that is where we want our second graders to be. We want them to have that knowledge by the end of the school year.
This is an example template of a scale. We use this as a starting point for scale development. You can see on the proficiency scale that there are 4 levels, a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Level 3 is the expectation level. At the end of the year, we expect students to be at a level 3. Level 4 goes beyond grade level expectations to deeper, richer levels of learning. And levels 1 and 2 indicate progression toward mastery of the essential learning. Now let's take a look at a 3rd grade language arts scale. This particular scale revolves around standard 4, writing. You can see at a level 3, the expectation is that students write single paragraphs with topic sentences and simple supporting facts. At level 2, the student recognizes or recalls specific terminology or vocabulary, such as indent, topic sentences, main idea, details, and supporting facts. Also at level 2, the student can perform some basic processes, such as using a graphic organizer or another tool to write single paragraphs. Score 1 means that the student requires some help in completing the task. And score 4 goes well beyond the grade level expectation. If you look at the sample tasks, these are the ways we might assess students on this particular scale. At level 3, students will create a single paragraph with a topic sentence and 3 supporting details given the topic. For example, write a paragraph about why recess should be longer. At level 2, we would provide some support for the student, such as a graphic organizer. And at level 4, we might introduce voice into the paragraph, expecting the same things that we did at level 3, but now taking it to a deeper level by trying to persuade the audience using appropriate voice. We do not expect students to be at a level 3 or 4 at the beginning of the year. Most students will begin the year at levels 1 or 2. When a student knows where they are on this proficiency scale, they know exactly what needs to be done to move up. They can then set more meaningful goals and begin tracking their own progress in a much more meaningful way.
What do you think you deserve, knowing that you were able to do all these targets that we wanted you to do?
A 3.
A 3, absolutely.
And it creates good consistency with what teachers understand about those learning goals.
Students understand it. And this is so important because students need to have more ownership in what they're learning, and for them to really understand what we're trying to teach and to come up with a game plan as how we're going to get there is really great for kids, because then they can see what things that they're really good at, what their strengths are, and then what their weaknesses are.
We gave a goal that we wanted to meet in reading and writing, and then once we took the actual test, we got our scores back, and then we graphed them, reading in blue and writing in green, and then we'd have to write our real score over here on the left, and then we'd go over and talk to Miss York about it and to see if we improved or not.
Proficiency scales are also very beneficial to parents and guardians. When scales are used, parents receive much more accurate and detailed information than they do when simple percentages and letter grades are used.
I want to know exactly what my child's doing well in specifically, and also what needs work. So when we're sitting down and working together, like on homework, I think as a parent I would do a better job.
All scales should be provided at the beginning of the school year. Please see your child's teacher if you have not received a copy of them. Each scale fits under a broader academic standard. There are 7 standard areas in language arts. You can see these areas represented on the new report card. There are also 5 periods reflected on the new report card. We begin with the benchmark. The benchmark will be set as teachers get the assessment information needed to determine where the student is beginning the year. Each 9 weeks after that, student progress will be measured and represented on the bar graph shown on the report card. The dark bar represents the student's benchmark score, or where their learning level was at the beginning of the school year. The lighter gray bar represents the growth that the student is showing over time. You can see that the first 9 weeks is represented, and the student grew by 1 point from 1.0 to 2.0. As we progress through each 9 weeks, you should expect to see your student's score continually increase until we reach the target score of 3.0. The overall letter grade is figured by calculating all of the standard area scores for the 9 weeks. Those are then averaged to determine the overall letter grade. This report card will be continually developed as we move through the years. For the 2011-2012 school year, you will only see the growth-based report card in the area of language arts. As we complete our scale work in math, science, social studies, and other subjects, those will be included as well. We will continue to show overall letter grades on the new report card, but what is most important is growth over time and being at mastery level or level 3 by the end of the school year. Thank you, and we look forward to partnering with you in ensuring that all students learn at high levels.